go ahead and call the December council meeting in order. Roll call.
Peterson.
Here.
Szymanski.
Here.
Wyatt. Here. Wenzel.
Here.
Schultz.
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Coon.
Here. First is approval of the previous minutes. We've got 2 meetings.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the 2 previous council minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is treasurer's report.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Citizens forum, we will get to your request when we get to the committee report. So, okay. Next is ways and means.
Ways and Means had one meeting to report. I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second.
There's motion and a second to approve the minutes as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, a Ways and Means meeting was held on Tuesday, December 9th at 6 p.m. in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Garrett Kuhn, Terry Szymanski, Emmett Peterson, and Robert Schultz. Also in attendance were August Wyack, Sean Woods, Don Harnish, Bill Caverly, Mike Archie, Joe Kaiser, John Geathers Sr., John Geathers Jr., Brad Hamilton, Robert Wenzel, and Dave Reinschmidt. Number 1, we discussed a computer server with Infotech. Number 2, we audited the bills. Number 3, approved beverage operator's license for Amanda Cook. 4, received a donation of $422 from Linda Sorensen and Marcia Cum. And number 5, we discussed a report from the library. Is there any questions? I make a motion to adopt item number 3.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve item 3 for the ways and means. Roll call.
Peterson.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Szymanski.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Wenzel.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Coon.
Yes.
Next is Public Works. Brad? you wanna-
Okay, Public Works had 2 meetings this month, on the 2nd and today, this morning. I moved to adopt the minutes of both.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve both Public Works minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, Public Works meeting was held on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2014, 6 p.m. Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Larry Krupsack, Terry Szymanski, Robert Schultz, Garrett Kuhn. Also in attendance were Robert Wenzel, August Wyack, Bill Caverly Sr., Department of Public Works, Mayor Al Marco, and Todd Trader from MSA. Item 1, recommend pickup window for Subway. Item 2, MSA updates. Item 3, set date and time for selecting engineer for Point Bass Avenue project, December 9, 2014, 8 a.m. Item 4, discuss water updates. Item 5, discuss wastewater treatment plant updates. And item 6, street light update on Crestview Lane. Any questions?
Can we leave out number 1 for discussion?
Well, that's the only one that we have to act on, so
Yeah.
we can just discuss it.
Yep. Angie, do you want to go first? You can explain your plan
Yes.
to the council and then
Do you want me to
Dave?
stand up or?
Then I'll-
In our back room, we have a door that is accessible to the alley. And we would like to, place a sign on the end that faces the river for people to enter the alley and to exit so that the driver's side is up against our door. And then we are looking at a different door that has a window where where people can call and place their order online or call it into the store, and then they can pick it up through the pickup window. So people don't have to get out of their cars. You know, it's not a drive-through. It is a real quick pickup window, hopefully.
So basically, it's the only way you're gonna do anything, you know, if I drove up and said I'd like to order something, you can't.
I want to have a sign, when we're in the process of making these signs, I'm going to have another one made that says, we will not take your order. This is not a drive-through.
Okay.
You know, so that way people aren't offended when we won't take their order. They know ahead of time that we will not. So that way there's no, we don't want to have it congested with people back up. You know, we want it to be real fast because we have a lot of, we have other things to do as well, you know, like our regular employees, but, yeah.
Currently, there is offered out there a program now where you can currently do your ordering online. All the pay is taken care of online and everything else. So now this just simplifies it more to where they can just make a speedier time through to stop at the door. We hand out their sandwiches in a way they can go out to their lunches or whatever they have to do. Like I said, it's not a drive-through window though. So it's just to help what's already in place inside the store. It's just to offer now so they can pull up to the window and then continue on their way. Is what we're looking at.
Any questions for Andy or Wes?
So do you have to have a one-way? We have to have an ordinance for about one-way, and I don't know if we can have it.
There's nothing on here for one way. This is
So
just.
they wanted to go,
That was part of the original discussion at the meeting, was one way, and
okay,
then I stopped and talked to Andy over the weekend. And I asked her about the possibility of leaving it as a two-way,
right, I think.
and then just signing it that pickup would be from the other end, and just directing the traffic through and not make it a one-way alley. And as of now, or when we talked yesterday or Sunday, he was okay with that, yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens and
And we're unsure of, you know, if people will really utilize it, you know, we don't really know.
mhm.
And that's why we wanna kind of put it in place now, when it's our slower time, so we can, you know, perfect it before we get busier in the summer, so we don't have any issues. I
And
guess.
you were originally, when we talked, you were looking at February 1st.
Yes, well, I'm
Around it,
I'm
yeah.
hoping for February first, it
Mhm.
might be, you know, March, I'm not
Mhm.
sure.
The door is being constructed in blueprint form right now, so I'm assuming that it would take some time to have the door built.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mhm.
February 1st would be maybe even pushing it,
Yeah,
That's, yeah.
knowing the building business the way it is, but having things built.
Dave, you and I talked last night.
Yes.
Go ahead and bring your concern forward.
All right, I'm Dave Cannell. I am the house that lives directly behind, where we put the window in my garage, will actually be in line with their pickup window. My concerns is basically my access of getting in and out of my parking area. They're saying it's gonna be fast, but any wait of any sort will be an inconvenience for anybody that lives at my house. I guess one thing I was wondering about is they do not know how many vehicles. There is no business plan that I know of, no research. As I'm pulling out of my parking spot, I've got my garage and I have the neighbor's garage, which is a hazard as is to pull out to look where the vehicles will be coming from the river. And to back out, you got somebody zipping in, you know, I'm worried about, you know, possible accidents. I also use the alleyway myself, like at this time of the year, I will pull my vehicles out and blow off my parking pad and then back in. If I park my vehicles in the alleyway, I'm quite sure they wouldn't be happy. But at the same time, I could be blocked in also. I'm also concerned about the value of my house if I would try to sell it, which hopefully someday I can get something a little bit better. You know, that will not be a selling point, saying that there's basically a drive-through pickup in my backyard. I've also worked, you know, in the past, since they put this gas station up, and I believe it was in '96. I've worked at, people used to use the air pump park in the alleyway in, and the city did put a no parking sign there. I've also worked at trying to get the gas truck to stop parking in the alleyway, which we finally resolved. They are now parking in front of Subway, which they all were parking in. I guess that's all I can kind of come up with at this time. You know, it's just gonna be an inconvenience. I understand their purpose of trying to advance their business, but at what cost to me?
Well, and I think, nobody here is gonna want to have, it might be 3-4 minutes that we're blocked in, it could be longer. If there's a line of cars and we can't get out, I have to go to work, I'm now late for work, or I have an appointment, I'm late for an appointment, because I'm blocked in because of the subway cars picking up their food. And I don't think anyone here wants to be inconvenienced that way in their own home, where they can't get out because they're blocked in. It isn't fair to us who live there and use that to potentially have the stress of not being able to get in or out when we need to. Nothing, like you said, nothing against them, I'm all for small businesses growing, but if we wanted to put an addition on and it's gonna block a neighbor's driveway and make it hard for them, the city would deny that. So, it just seems fair to us.
Bill, is
Not
that
make it
alleyway wide enough for 2 cars?
That was,
Yes.
sorry, that was one thing I was gonna say, where the window is and where my garage is, it is definitely not passable. Otherwise, you would have to go on the grass at any other spot.
But it is zone V1 for zoning purposes.
But the alley for,
Yeah, that whole thing is V1 up to First Street.
Well, what does the council want to do?
would you guys be willing to give it a trial period?
That's what I'm gonna
Once it's in, it will not probably be taken away.
Or if they, okay, what would you say on that?
I'd be willing to give a trial period, no problems. My question kinda is, now though, it's a public alley correctly right now.
Yeah.
It would remain public alley. What's stopping any of these hindrances from happening now?
Probably nothing, but it's not gonna be an expected hindrance. Someone can park there now and it would cause you trouble, but.
Yeah, we're all for work each other, if it's coming home from lunch, use our parking lot.
Yeah.
Have no issues, there's things, we're willing to work together on this, before a trial period to attempt it, see.
I would say give it a month.
Can we legally,
See what you got, see if we would have a problem.
do we legally?
How much money are you gonna expend if that window's put in and then the usage is denied?
That's what I was just saying, I said, we don't have a price on it's a whole door unit, and it's built to fire code, and he took everything into consideration when he, came in and measured and did all that stuff, and it has to be safe, like we want it to be, very safe after we're closed. So I'm assuming it's going to cost us a small chunk of change, and then we have to have the signs built, and then that's about the only, and I have no cost, I have no idea where to even, at least 1,000 or 2, I would say. I don't know.
The trial period would be fine if you didn't have to incur a bunch of expense and then have the usage denied.
Well, in the trial period, if you make it a month, we have bugs that we have to work out though. Do you know what I mean? And that's where and I feel really bad about the inconvenience, but we honestly will be trying our very best to make this as fast as possible, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fast. Because if it's taking a lot of time, then we also have to put an extra person on back there then. So we don't, then we have a higher labor cost, so then we have to balance that. Do you know what I'm saying?
The other issue I have with the trial period is you try it in February when it's your slow time, and then in June, it's totally different,
Well, and that's why I was
Instead of a lot
thinking
more
like,
cars, and then
instead
you can't get
of
out.
a month, I was thinking like at least a 6-month trial. But
I
one
just
thing,
said a month,
can
I
we,
mean,
can we tell them no?
What's the
That's what my
recommendation?
next question was do we have the right,
When
Jim, do we have the
we
right
can't
to?
deny that, that's a building permit.
Well, it's B1, it seems to me they can do with their business what they want, except it sounds to me like they want to have the city property that is city property, this is a city public alley,
Yes.
to be used kind of as part of their business for stopping alongside their business. So I would think in B1 zoning that you can have your business up to the boundary line, next or touching the city property, there's not a setback.
Correct.
And with the configuration of this subway building, they're saying that this is the best spot on the building to put this window. Is that correct?
Yeah, with the positioning of the gas tanks, in-ground tanks, and the rest of the parking, there's no other access for our corner of the store, because we only lease the east side of the store. For access on the other two sides, there's not sufficient access there.
Would you actually be extended out into the alley?
Absolutely not.
Well, actually, it comes in.
Yeah,
But it's the
so,
line of cars that presents the problem for us. It's not that
Yeah, I
alley, it's the cars lined up that we can't get out.
You know, so they mentioned that, you know, I can park over there, but, you know, I do pay my property taxes and I pay for that property. I should be able to use it, I shouldn't have to park someplace else to access my house.
No, we're not asking you.
Right. But I mean, that was thrown out there is what I'm saying.
I'm just trying to,
There is no parking on the alley. If somebody parks on the alley, they can be ticketed and towed, just like parking in the middle of the street. You can be ticketed and towed. You know, there is no parking in the alleys. Well, you know, unloading your groceries or something.
Has corporate Subway found this to be pretty successful, these drive-up windows?
We have talked to, we have a compliance person that comes in, and he said it's a great idea, and, you know, like they've done well. Profitable, you know, like they're still in the, something new.
It's up to around, the highest I've heard has been a 20% sales increase, but that's mostly with the drive-through access also. As in down to just the pickup windows, 5 to 10%, which
Online
Could
for
be.
Subway's fairly new though, isn't it?
it's not,
I'm sorry.
Online ordering for Subway's fairly
Yes,
new
it's
though.
very
not extended into the
within the
alley.
last
That's the difference.
few months,
Yeah.
5 months.
I mean,
Sounds like, the question is,
Yeah.
the building's not extending into the alley, but there in effect is really a
It's
stopping
not like it's got.
right.
for our 30-second or 60-second to pick up yourself.
Yeah. Similar to, as Brad said, unloading your groceries.
Just
Be similar.
drive up. I'm Brad Hamilton. Okay, here's your sandwich. Goodbye.
I understand, I'd be annoyed if I couldn't get in my.
Well, yeah.
You know.
What, can we refer to, you know, since you guys, we got some time. What if we refer this back and hash this out a little bit more on stuff? Can we refer it back to the committee and then talk about it a little bit more? Because you know, obviously the door isn't ready. So,
No.
you know, it's not like it's gonna be either shut down or started up or whatever right today. Refer it back to the committee and maybe talk it out a little bit, maybe we can figure something out.
And everybody go down there and take a look at it
Right.
and see what, you know,
Well, I'm
My question
every
maybe,
2 weeks, so.
my question maybe for Jim, I think is the ultimate question is, can they do it regardless? And do we have control of the flow of traffic in the alley? Is our responsibility,
The police department has.
the city, yeah. I think those are the two questions that probably need answered.
That's what I tried to find out.
Because often alleys, I've used a lot of alleys in my life, so. And it sounded bad. But
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to. The stores often have their goods and stuff delivered in the alley, you know, the
Oh, yeah.
store. So I mean, often alleys are
In fact, most of downtown.
are inconveniently blocked and stuff. I grew up in Milwaukee, I lived in Milwaukee, I lived on the alleys, so often there was something blocking the way. So it's an inconvenience, well, the thing that sucks about having an alley, there's always something in the way, so it's, there's a little bit of a known inconvenience having an alley, but, you know, would that be
Currently,
worse than a
ours is
beer truck delivering something, or,
literally in the alley now.
yeah.
But also at 5 in the morning where people aren't coming through.
Oh, Actually, I have 4.
Okay, four.
I'm here.
Still not awake.
I don't,
If you're
maybe,
gonna get technical.
They leave at 5.
maybe,
Okay.
it might be helpful if you guys can talk, maybe some arrangements there, you know. Maybe it is gonna inconvenience you and there's pay, you know, whatever you, if it's worth your business,
maybe-
maybe the inconvenience.
Talk about maybe stopping times and starting times or something, you know, we do it from, you know, we don't do it from 3 to 5, we don't do it, or 3 to 4, we don't do it, so you guys can get it out, I don't know, you know, I'm just spitballing right now.
I do come home at lunch, you know, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be, you know,
Yeah.
that's gonna be their busy time, you
Our
know.
lunch crowd probably gonna stick around, I'm thinking it's gonna be more of the breakfast thing, people heading to work at like,
Can you do it for breakfast?
Online ordering?
Yes.
5:30 in the morning, she's open, I'm there at 5:31, ordering my sandwich.
Well, again, my question is, what is the city's responsibility to this?
That's what I don't know if we can stop
I
it or.
mean, there aren't any ordinances or violations being committed in the alley. Beyond that, what is our business in this issue, is my question.
Does it need a zoning change to do this?
No,
No.
doesn't need a zoning
It
change,
just
it's
needs
all
to be-
building
I mean,
permit.
Don't be one.
If I wanted to put, I mean, any build, I don't know how to.
And does she even really need a building permit if she's just changing out a door?
Yeah, she should.
It's a different type of door.
John, I'd submit that question
to
to
the league.
If it's the same
If
size,
it's the same
you're changing the
size door, you
frame
don't.
at all?
No, we're,
I don't believe so.
I don't believe the frame size will not change.
If you're not changing the frame size, then you're fine.
Then you don't need one.
Then you do not need one. If you're doing anything structurally to the frame, then you
Not
would need one.
protruding in the alley either.
Okay, then you don't even need a building permit. You don't need a zoning permit.
I don't think E1 ends at their property line, or is it?
So why don't we send it back to Larry's committee next
Okay.
month?
Yep.
Whenever the meeting, hopefully maybe we can do an evening meeting.
I'll push him.
So you guys can come in, hopefully in the next month, there's some discussion between you guys, try to come up with some kind of plan, and we'll discuss it, and we'll have Jim do a little checking as far as who got control of the alley, or what we can do with it, and then we'll go from there.
I make a motion to send this back to public works.
Second?
Should we do make a motion on accepting this?
No,
No, we're sending it
Send it
back.
back to public
I
works.
know, but the rest of it.
There's nothing else.
That's the only one.
There's a motion, a second, to send item 1 back to the Public Works January meeting.
I'll get a hold of both of you.
Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you, everyone, coming in.
Thank you.
Wyatt? Schultz?
I programmed.
Yes.
Boone?
I programmed
Yes.
yourself.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Wenzel?
Yes.
Honorable Mayor and members of Nekoosa Common Council, Public Works meeting was held on Tuesday, December 9, 2014, 8 a.m. in Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present, Larry Krupsack, Terry Szymanski, Garrett Kuhn, and Robert Schultz. Also in attendance were August Wyack, Bill Caverly Sr. of DPW, and Roland Hawk. Item 1, recommend Terry Fancher as part-time Assistant Public Works Director. Item 2, recommend the following list of engineering firms be submitted to the Wisconsin Department of Transportation for the 2017 Point Bass Avenue Road Project. Strand Associates, KL Engineering, Core Incorporated, Becker Hoppy, and MSA Professional Services.
Ask you a question, Bill?
Yep.
You guys are pretty happy with all those?
Yeah, that's the order,
Yeah.
so Strand would be number 1, yes.
Cool.
We had 22 here to go over,
Yeah.
so it was time
Good
consuming.
selection.
That's all I got.
Well, that's fine. I move to adopt items 1 and 2.
Second?
There's a motion, and a second on the floor to adopt items 1 and 2 of the December 9th Public Works meeting. Roll call vote.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Wenzel?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yeah.
Szymanski?
Yes.
Kuhn?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Schultz?
Yeah.
Next is public safety.
Public safety had one meeting, motion for the minutes to be accepted as written.
There's a motion, a second to approve the minutes as written, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, public safety meeting was held on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2014, at 5:30 PM in the Nekoosa Council Chamber. Members present were Terry Szymanski, Emmett Peterson, Robert Wenzel, Eric Cohen. Also in attendance were Mayor Al Marco, Robert Schultz, Larry Krupsack, August Wyatt, Bill Caberly, Mike Harchie, Sean Woods, and Don Harnish. Number 1, recommend sending Police Chief Sean Woods to the Wisconsin Chiefs Association Annual Conference in Wisconsin Dells from February 8th to the 11th, 2015, at a cost of $135 plus mileage, lodging, and meals as per handbook. Number 2, recommend sending Police Officer Jason Dine to Wisconsin Traffic Safety School in Wisconsin Dells, March 9th through the 11th, 2015, at a cost of $195 plus mileage, lodging, meals as per handbook. Number 3, recommend payment of a new ambulance to Foster Coach for $205,447. Number 4, recommend paying the ambulance chief $15 a month for use his personal cell phone for city business. Number 5, recommend sending up to 6 firefighters to the ice water training January 24th, 2015 to Pittsfield at a cost of $75 each, including meals. Number 6, recommend fire department buy thermal imager for approximately $895. Any questions?
Yeah, I just have one, this, on item 3, that's that's going to be a replacement ambulance? So in other words, we're going to stay
Right.
at 3?
Right, we'll be staying with 3.
All right, good enough, thank you.
Okay, no other questions? Recommend 1, motion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve items 1 through 6 of the public safety meeting. Roll call.
Wenzel,
Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Szymanski,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Krupsack. Oh, sorry. Schultz,
Yeah.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Webb.
Yes.
Terry, I think the interesting thing about the ambulance is by paying for it now, we get a rebate and save.
Right.
How much do we save by doing that?
About $7,000 or $8,000.
$7,000.
Yeah,
something
Quite a
like that.
bit, yeah.
The longer we wait, the more money we'll get back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just thought that'd be. a
Yeah,
point.
if, as long as we order it and make the payment before January 1st, every day that, from January 1st on, we get paid, reimbursed for, till the ambulance gets here.
Yeah.
And it's a savings of, like I said,
Yeah,
anywhere.
a lot of money.
Right. And that's why we're spending the money. Thank you.
No,
Next is wage and salary.
Wage and salary at one meeting, I moved for the minutes as presented.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes as written, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, wage and salary meeting was held on Monday, December 1st, 2014, 5 PM, Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Brad Hamilton, Larry Krupsack, Robert Schultz, and August Wyatt. Also in attendance were Bill Caberly, DPW, Mayor Al Marco, Robert Wenzel, and Terry Szymanski. Item 1, recommend council decision to reduce alderman wages for attending meetings which they are not a member. Item 2, recommend ambulance wages decreased by $1 per hour for all wage tiers. Item 3, recommend municipal judge wage increase to $400 per month effective April 1, 2015. Item 4, recommend part-time workers' wage at senior/municipal center go to $12 per hour retroactive to date of hire. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one on 1 now, I mean, we were paying $25. I mean, what do you mean by reduce? I mean.
0. It should have said, it,
We're just
basically what we're
taking
doing
it
is we're getting.
Taking it away.
Take it away.
Yeah, take it away to, it's savings like a $1,000 or something for the budget.
And we need to make sure that on item 3 that it does say monthly.
Yeah, I said monthly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can change that word reduce to,
0.
or eliminate or whatever.
Eliminate. Yeah, eliminate probably a good, perfect, that's a good thing. That was our intent, yeah, to take it down to nothing,
Okay,
go back to 0.
and that's effective, as
January
of tonight,
1st.
right? So, or,
January 1st, yeah.
right,
For the new-
Right, decreasing, yeah.
I asked
Never
that
decrease
question, the second thing, just so, I know we have to do it for increases, but doesn't hold true for
We
decreases.
can decrease our salary anytime we want to. Basically, what we could do is just not even put in for it. You know, we can go to the meeting and not put in for it. We can't decrease, you know, like Al's salary, we can't decrease the judge's salary, we can't increase anything else. We can play with our own, but that's it. And worst case scenario, we just don't put in for it.
Yeah. And the reason we did January 1 is because that's what the budget
For
starts.
the budget.
Yeah.
So you put in your effective January 1, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Move to adopt items 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt items 1 through 4 of the wage and salary meeting, the roll call vote.
Schultz?
Yes.
Wenzel?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Kuhn?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Smansky?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Okay, anything else under old business? Anything under new business? Okay, we're going to monthly reports. First is the police chief's monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the police chief's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is public works monthly report.
Second.
Motion and a second for the public works report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the ambulance department's monthly report.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second to get approve the ambulance department's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the fire department's monthly report.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second for the fire department's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the building inspector's report.
Move to accept.
Second.
Motion and a second to accept the building inspector's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is community center's monthly report.
Move to accept.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the community center report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Just so everybody knows, we're having, I don't know, I sent out the, Joe resent out, I sent everything to Joe and then he resends for me. Airport Commission is having their meeting, it wasn't set up, it's gonna be set up for this next Thursday. It was supposed to be last Thursday, but we had a couple of things come up, so it's this coming Thursday, so I'll report out probably two of them this next month.
Okay.
Or have two reports, I should say.
Next is bills.
Who, now there's an airport commission who made a motion and second on that one?
We don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I didn't get one out, or, I didn't get
Sorry, I
one
wasn't-
from Joe. Because we didn't have one.
Bills?
Yep.
975 council, 325 public works, public works 275, public safety 3 1/4, wage and salary 300, mayor's salary 600, and then we've got the three bill lists.
Move to approve the bills as presented.
I'd like to, because I missed part of the, are we paying an internet bill today at all?
I don't think there was one there.
For what?
Infotech.
I didn't see
For
one
the
on
server?
the list.
I was
I
just-
asked, Bobby about that one that we had copies of, and she said no.
Okay, so I was, just wanna make sure we didn't actually pay for that yet.
We haven't paid for anything on
Important
this
to
bill
make sure
list
that-
unless I missed it.
We get everything resolved before we make a full payment on that.
Yeah.
Good call.
So other than that, I'm okay as long as we're not paying it for the server installation.
No,
There's a $60 one.
61.
Yeah,
That's- yeah.
That's not a server.
That's not,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know that.
If we get a server for $60,
That's
I want 3 of them.
I want
Put 2 of them on the internet.
Motion and a second to approve the bills.
You get one?
Second.
I believe we had it.
Motion to accept.
Okay,
Yeah,
roll call.
that's- We're good? Schultz?
Yeah.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Webb?
Yes.
Smansky?
Yes.
Wenzel?
Yes.
Kuhn?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.